In this one laptop bag is literally everything I need no matter where I am in the world. Everything fits in here. If you watch my videos at all, you know that I travel a lot. I've been doing so for the past 20 years, and over time, I've gotten quite good at developing a little travel carry, and I thought I might share that with you. But a travel carry is more than just tech and a laptop bag. So while I will get to that, the first thing I want to talk about is some of the essentials. You'll always need a shoe, a pair of jeans, a couple of t-shirts, underwear for sure, and a jacket. All those other things, buy what you want, but the jacket, I cannot recommend enough this particular one I have. This is a Uniqlo jacket. I don't know the exact model number, but this is fantastic for a few reasons. And you'll notice this as a theme. Everything I have will do more than one thing well. This is an extremely slim jacket, so it folds away really easy and makes a really small package when I need it. But it's got two layers, a synthetic layer on the outside and a really thin cotton layer on the inside. Because it has layers, it actually keeps you surprisingly warm because the outside is synthetic as well. Not warm enough to, brave a 0-degree day, but generally 10 to 20 degrees, this works just fine. And in the summer, I just open it up a little bit and that's fine too. Because it's synthetic, it is partially water resistant until you get, to shelter. Pretty darn good in my opinion. And it works as a wind cheater. And it's got a hoodie. But because it's got a little cotton lining inside, it's also really, really comfortable. I love this jacket and it is my go-to jacket whenever I go anywhere. You can get this in most sober colors you want. I just wanted a fun yellow and I got it and I absolutely love it. Now, next thing is a watch. You always want a watch that's versatile. You don't want to carry 3 watches. I mean, if you're a watch aficionado, sure, and I'm a little bit of one on and off, don't ask. That's a whole different, I should start a whole new channel. Maybe not. What I have right now is something that's sporty and it's on a rubber strap, but this one comes with a titanium strap as well, a bracelet, and that goes well with both a suit as well as if I'm on a hike. This is the Tudor Pelagos 39mm. I love this watch. I don't necessarily, it's expensive first of all, so I don't necessarily recommend it. My go-to travel watch actually is something called the Christopher Ward 12. It's not a mechanically phenomenal watch, but it's really well made, it's really slim, fits under the cuff of a suit incredibly well. But if you're on a hike also, whether it's on a fabric or rubber strap or on that bracelet that it comes with, it's so versatile, it's sporty, it's dressy, it's classic. I absolutely love it. I got the boring version with the two-tone gold and metal one, but you can get them in a bunch of colors if you wanted to. Now with that stuff out of the way, let's get to the actual tech. Now there's some simple rules to this, right? All the tech I have must absolutely be something that lasts long. So it shouldn't be like too cheap and something that'll just fail in 5-6 months. Not at all. It must have great battery life, as good as I can possibly get on the market right now. I will go for that because when you're traveling, you really don't want to be dependent on charging. Good battery life is just, I cannot recommend it enough. So first of all is my phone. This is the S24 Ultra. It's not an iPhone because I like the versatility of Android, but an iPhone also would do just fine for a few different reasons. As a content creator, I love these cameras. This is very useful when I'm creating content on the go, but generally as a multimedia user, I love the large screen, although I hate having large screens. I prefer a foldable phone, but right now, for battery life, this is better than all their foldable phones. It's got a little S Pen, which I absolutely adore when I need to sign documents. But the one other thing that this thing is awesome at is the price. So the key is not to get an S24 Ultra because I said so. The key is to get last year's flagship phone, because for the last few years, Apple, Samsung, they've all been kind of stagnating. There's virtually no difference than this year's flagship, but you get it at a discount. And if you get this S24 Ultra for less than, say, $700, I would argue that it would make the single greatest mid-range phone this year. I got it for $600 from a friend in pristine condition and I could not be happier with it. Now, going along with that is my audio setup, which is the Technics AZ100. The reason this is good, you guessed it, partly battery life. This is one of the best battery life Bluetooth earbuds that I can find on the market. It's also very comfortable. It also has pretty darn good noise cancelling. Not the best, but pretty good. But what really sets this apart from audio quality, which I'm very particular about, is microphone quality. When I'm out and about and I'm on a WhatsApp call or a Zoom call or whatever, this is probably the single greatest microphone for noise handling that I've tested this year. It's so good. You should go check out the microphone quality test that I did on this. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It just filters everything out. Yeah, your voice sounds a little digitized, but at least the other person can hear you properly without having all that background artifacting. This is incredible. Could not recommend this enough. Also great battery life. It doesn't have wireless charging. That's the only downside. But other than that, it's fantastic. Now, for content creation as well as productivity, my go-to laptop has to be the MacBook Pro. Now, my particular MacBook Pro is a 2021 M1 Pro MacBook Pro, and it's fantastic. It is not lightweight. This thing is heavy, but it is so solid. I drop everything. I just drop everything, and all of these gadgets that I'm telling you are solidly built enough to actually withstand my drops. If they withstand me, they're gonna last you a long time. Trust me on this. But the reason I love this is because for content creation, it's got a very color accurate screen, it's got incredible battery life, and it's got that processor which can handle so much in terms of both productivity as well as, well, I was going to say graphical workload, video editing specifically. For graphics, motion graphics and whatnot, they're not actually great. Not this one. The future generations are good. But generally speaking, again, with the MacBooks, get one that's 1 or 2 years old, previous generation, but the higher version of the processor. You'll get a good sort of balance between price and performance, and they will last for a long time. What do I do when I need to transfer something from the Android to the MacBook? Well, I use this USB-C flash drive that is 1 terabyte, and I could not recommend them enough for a couple of reasons. One, you can use 2 different devices, and in a few minutes you can have massive files transferred from one to the other. Not as good as AirDrop, I know, but if you're multiple ecosysteming it, we're gonna have to make do. But it's also just good because having a 1 terabyte flash drive is just so bloody useful when you're going to a client, when you're going to speak to business associates. It's just really useful to have. Anyway, I recommend one be in your pocket or in your backpack at all times. Now, having said that, as a content creator, you can do with this and maybe a little tripod, like a tiny tripod or something, and that's enough. But I could not place more value on a microphone. What I do is I use this. This is the DJI Mic Mini 2. It's fantastic. It's got 32-bit float. But the reason I use this is it came with my Osmo Pocket 3, which I'm using to film this right now. The Osmo Pocket 3 is not a minimalist solution. The minimalist solution would be, in fact, to use your phone, which will give you fantastic results. Nowadays, you can shoot log and color grade and all those things, and just get a cheap microphone that plugs into the USB-C, and you're golden. You're golden. But if you're serious about content creation, the Osmo Pocket 3 deserves a mention here because it's so slim that it fits in the corner of any backpack. If you get the Creator Combo, it comes with a handle that extends its battery life to a very impressive degree. And I highly recommend either this or the Hollyland Lark M2. The reason the M2 is great is because that thing has battery life. Like, you can just leave it on all day and it'll just keep running. Not as good audio as this, in my opinion, but both very good for travel carries. It's just a portable YouTube studio in one. Sensor's large enough. Look at this beautiful dynamic range you're getting. Slap on a variable ND filter on that. Highly recommended, and you're good to go. That's your entire YouTube setup, and use natural light and you're done. That's for the content creator side of me though. Now, all of these things need to be kept charged, right? And the obvious solution is a power bank. This is a Anker power bank that's 5000 milliamperes, but more importantly, it has USB-C and 30 watts fast charging. Now, you get better power banks now, slimmer than this with 10,000 milliamperes. Go from a reputed company where you'll actually get 10,000 milliamperes if they're saying it. But also what's important is to have fast charging. At least 30 watts is what I would recommend. Preferably 50 or 60 watts would be great, but 30 watts is fine. What's really useful is I've got this other power bank that has wireless charging. USB-C cables are something we all carry, and you must have at least 1 or 2 USB-C cables in your backpack at all times, on the off chance that you lose that. And I promise you, you will lose these cables sometime in some hotel room somewhere. Get a power bank that has wireless charging. Normally I won't use it because it's a waste of power. It's not very efficient. But in a pinch, when this is at 5% and I've lost that cable, I cannot express to you how useful it was to actually use that. Now, one other thing I would absolutely recommend is one of these. Now, usually what I do is I carry a little wall plug that has 65 watts fast charging that'll charge my laptop, it'll charge my phone. It's got Samsung super fast charging. It's from Ugreen. It's fantastic. But really, the better solution, if you want an all-in-one solution, is something like this. This is a travel adapter that converts any country to any other country. So you've got, what do we have here? We've got the UK plug, and you've got the, I think this is China or Canada, I don't remember. But you've got all the plugs in here, which is, I just cannot explain to you how useful this thing is. Mine is from Honeywell. It's a bit of an expensive one, but expensive ones last because they're really, really well made. Again, could not recommend more how you should just spend money on this. These are things you leave behind as well. So it might be worth, on this occasion, it might be worth me mentioning, get one expensive one, but get a couple of cheap ones also, just so you can afford to lose them. It's just something that tends to happen, and happens to everybody who travels. This particular one is also good because it's got USB-C on the side. I wish it had more USB-Cs. It's got only a single one. It's got a couple of USB-As, but that USB-C is capable of 30 watts output. So this one thing, I can use a wall plug if I want to, but I can also just charge everything if I want to. Ideally, get something with 2 USB-Cs and then you're good. You don't need a wall plug of any sort. It's fantastic. And this is basically my entire travel carry to do everything that I need. I've got content creation on lock, I've got actual productivity on lock, and I don't have fun. That's what I don't have. I mean, I could use the MacBook Pro. Gaming on the MacBook Pro is still a bit iffy. You could carry a controller, blah, 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 or you could carry one of these. This is the Lenovo Legion Y700. I think it's sold under a different name in different countries, but this particular one is an awesome. This is last year's 8.8-inch Android tablet. The reason this is awesome is because it's small enough that it's not big and ungainly like an iPad or a big Samsung tablet, but it's big enough that it makes a huge difference compared to my phone when I'm just, watching YouTube or watching Netflix. What is an added advantage of this is that it's got speakers on the side, but because it's a large device, the speakers are more separated than they would be on your smartphone, which means you actually get better stereo sound from a tablet, even a 9-inch tablet, instead of getting something super huge. The advantage of Android tablets, or even actually small iPad minis were used to be good too, but they haven't updated one in quite a while. But the advantage of this is that unlike phones which have flagship processors and don't let those flagship processors run free because thermal management is an issue, tablets have a lot of thermal overhead. So they can allow these Snapdragon chipsets or what have you to actually run full tilt, which means this thing is awesome for, well, on the one hand, if you want to content create on the go, but I do that on my MacBook. But on the other hand, if you want to play games. On this tablet, I have my PlayStation 2, I've got my Nintendo Switch, and you can have basically almost any console you want up to the PS3. PS3 emulation is not that good yet, but anything up to that you can have on the go, and you can have literally hundreds of games on here. I would not recommend you get this one. There's a new one coming out in 2025 that fixes some of the issues, that actually gives you a micro SD slot for expandability, that actually removes one of the cameras, because who wants 2 cameras? And the cameras are shitty anyway. Just puts one camera there, saves a little bit of money, gives you a micro SD slot, and has a couple of other really cool improvements. The 2025 version of the Lenovo Legion Tab is going to be awesome. You should go check out those reviews from different websites. I think C4eTech has a fantastic review on one because he got it from China early. It's highly recommended. But an small Android tablet is so fantastic when I want to just jot down notes, when I want to, you can get a stylus with it as well, but when I want to play games, it's fantastic because it also, Lenovo has worked with GameSir to have this, and this is a little telescopic controller where I can slot my tablet into this, and between the controller and this I've got a handheld console basically, which is, it's really, really fun to have this around when I just want to get a bit of gaming in. Now apart from all this, I recommend a pen and paper as well, because sometimes I just don't like taking notes on a tablet. Any notebook. I'm not going to recommend a specific notebook like most YouTubers do, just like I will not recommend a specific wallet like all YouTubers do. It just doesn't matter. Just get a simple leather wallet that can hold a few cards, your ID card, a credit card or 2, and be done with it. It's just not that important. Same thing for a notebook. Get a decent quality one, be done with it. Get a pen that's under $10 that just works well. And that's pretty much it. This is everything I have needed for years and years to have a travel carry that A, does the productivity tasks for me, B, allows me to play some video games from time to time, and C, allows me to content create on a regular basis. All while having great battery life, all while keeping it minimalist. Everything must do more than one function at a time. I cannot stress that enough. And all while fitting in any backpack. I'm not even gonna, I've got a fancy backpack here that my wife gifted me. She's spoiling me, but just get a $100 backpack. It doesn't matter. All of this stuff goes in there. The one thing I would recommend for your backpack is make sure that it opens up fully so you can pack it and take it away easily. Apart from that, get any backpack you want. That's my travel carry. What do you think? What would you add to this travel carry that I haven't thought of? Tell me in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one from whatever the heck city I'm going to be shooting the next video in. I'll see you there. Stay happy, stay peaceful, stay colorful. Namaste.